Welcome to Upgrade. I'm your host, Frank the Tank, and today I'm going to bring the Dell Latitude 5580. It's a beast. I like it. I really like it. I mean, Dell pretty much added a lot of new features in this, and we're going to take a look at it. But first of all, let's talk about a little bit how heavy it is. It's one of the heaviest Latitudes I had, and it's a bigger, larger screen. It looks the same like the other ones, but it's just they added more metal in here because it's a lot heavier. So let me open it up. It actually, it's a touch screen. It's on right now. The keyboards light up. They all popped up. They're pretty quiet, pretty decent. The mouse pad itself is pretty neat. There's two additional buttons here and two additional buttons here on the top. Nothing fancy. They all look the same. One Latitude, all of them will look the same pretty much, with the difference of not getting that finger scan reader. That's the only probably difference that you're not going to get in here. So let's start with the Latitude. So the Latitude, it's pretty neat. It's pretty decent. Size-wise, let's compare it to an Apple MacBook Pro. So I'm gonna put it here on the side. I happen to have a MacBook Pro. So MacBook Pro is smaller by maybe 1.25 inches. It's half an inch, I will say. You know, half an inch. Width size compared to this, I would say 2 quarters. If you put 2 additional quarters, 25 cents, it'll be that thick of difference. So the Latitude is much larger, bigger in every sense, even thicker than the MacBook Pro. So if you want maybe, but the MacBook Pro actually weighs more than this one because it's all aluminum too, and the other one's not all aluminum. So let's talk a little bit more about this one. This one, the features themselves are pretty decent. It's what I like about it, pretty much, they're all pretty much the same, like I said. On the side panel, they have the SSD connections, USBs 3.0, and then they have the additional micro USB, the new one. And actually, they have a SD card reader on the side. I'll put a little picture right here. You guys can see it. This is pretty much made for business and government workers that have credentials or security clearance. They have a little slot here that goes on the side of it. You get the back of it. You get the power connection, another USB, HDMI, and you get the NIC connection for the Ethernet connection. On the other side, we have pretty much almost similarities. We have, other than that, is we have a VGA cable on this one, another USB, and this is pretty awesome. They have a micro SD card, microchip. It's for the SIM cards. It's a SIM card reader. It's for cell phone. So you, instead of you buying the additional hotspot, you could actually have a SIM chip in here, and it has it pre-built. You download either Verizon or AT&T software, and it's pretty much ready to go. They're all coming with this now. This is a great feature. So I took a head start and opened the back. I'm gonna flip it, and here's the back. I'm gonna have a better picture of it. Now let me talk a little bit about all this stuff that's in here. Let's talk about a little bit about the stuff that I have in here. Now, first of all, we have a heat shield for the actual SSD, and this is the OS right here, and it's a 512 OS drive, of course. Now they do have a area for a hard drive, an additional hard drive right here in this spot right here. So all this space right here is if you want to add another hard drive, and of course they do have the connections right here that you go additional connections for your hard drive, so you could add another hard drive in here in this direction right here. So I'm gonna add a picture with it, and I'm gonna tell you where you could actually, and it says HSD right there, so there's enough space for your hard drive, the old-fashioned hard drives that you guys have. Now there's also a WAN card if you're gonna transfer a different WAN card for another new system, a new version, you can always add one in here. They have one right here, the one that comes with the system itself, and it's a little tiny one, of course, compared to the old ones. Now this is in case you wanted to go back to the G or J or somewhere else. Now all this takes a lot of space right here, but this is much needed. This is actually the heat sink, and this is the radiator that expands all the way to the CPU, and it cools the system down. It has suctions right here for the air vents to actually take the air, hot air, and push it out. It sucks it in through the sides, and it pretty much sucks it out through the back. It sucks it in from the top, and it pushes it out through the back. Now The memory here, you have right now it's 8 gigs. You could add another additional 8 gigs on here, or you could go up to 16, up to 32. It depends on what you want to do. The battery itself takes all the space, more than half of the space on the top of it, because this computer lasts a long time, 7 to 8 hours, depends on your travel, and depends on all the settings that you have. If you have more bright, then it's gonna take a lot. If you have your keyboards lighting up, if you have other stuff, it's gonna take a long time. It's not gonna take a long time, the battery. So I suggest if you want to get those 7 to 8 hours, disable a couple of things. You could do that through BIOS, or you could do it through Windows itself. Now, additional to that, they have the speakers on the top. So the speakers are pretty decent. They're pretty loud. They're pretty large, man. I always seen them round. This time they're pretty large. They're like almost a finger thick right there. And it's not that bad. I mean, also another great thing about it, if your battery ever dies on you on these systems, you can always take it out and replace it. You could buy additional batteries. It doesn't have to be this battery from Dell. It could be another battery. But check your manual and consult the warranty before you do anything, because sometimes these systems are under warranty, and if you start messing with things like that, you might void the warranty. So consult your manual and check your warranty before you do anything else. Now, any questions on any of this stuff, I'll be able to comment on it. I'm not going to do a benchmark or anything, because we all know how Latitudes are. They're made for business. They're not gaming laptops. They're business laptops and home use laptops, internet laptop, music laptop. They work pretty well for all these things, and some games, some here and there, but not very high-end games. All right, they don't have a good graphical card. Right now, this one has an Intel chip, and it's pretty much running the graphics through there. Intel HD E5 or something. They keep changing them all the time. So take a look at it. Great system, easy to take apart and everything. So what I did, let me show you something. Great thing I like about Dell is that they have all the screws set up already in here. You don't lose the screws. You don't have to take them out. You unscrew them halfway, and the whole system just pretty much pops out. You know, you have to find a little attach in the side, a little latch, and you pop it out. The whole thing pops out, which is a great thing. I love about that, because the old-fashioned way, you have to take every screw, you have to put it in a little box or somewhere you're not gonna lose them or drop them. In this case, they're all there, and what you got to do is just set it down, find the actual latch where it goes, and the actual settings, and boom, you're set to go. So if you have any questions about the Latitude 5580, let me know, and please don't forget to subscribe. I know YouTube's having these issues where they need more subscribers, you need more viewing, so I will appreciate if you guys could subscribe and let me know any kind of comments you have. Any questions on the Latitude 5580, let me know. I'm your host, Frank the Tank, out.